you.
Right. We'll cover that story again, too. Thanks, Ashley. Border Patrol agent Gustavo Medina contracted COVID-19 while helping contain the surge of migrants at the border back in November, right? A lot of them unvaccinated. How about all of them? Medina was hospitalized in McAllen, Texas, where he ended up on a ventilator. His wife, Ann, asked the federal government to send her husband home to Cleveland on an air ambulance flight, but was denied. So, how can the government justify funding secret flights for illegal immigrants, but not for federal employees serving his country? Ann Medina joins us now, along with retired acting ICE Director Tom Homan. Tom, you told us about this story, so let me ask Ann first. Ann, when did your husband first get COVID-19?
He got COVID on November 19th.
How did he handle it?
He tried home remedies, rest, steaming in the shower, lots of fluids, but he kept getting worse and worse, and he ended up, because they told him to just rest, he ended up with double pneumonia, which that's what prompted him to go to the hospital.
Go to the hospital, and then it got worse.
Yes, it got worse and worse, and they didn't think he was going to make it.
Trouble getting off the ventilator right now?
Yes, he's having a lot of trouble getting off the ventilator right now. He's at 40%, and he just cannot breathe on his own. His lungs are clearing slowly, but where they do clear, there is a lot of scar tissue in his lungs and on his heart.
And he got this working at the border with, you have 2.2 million people from hundreds of countries come across the border, many unvaccinated or whatever. They come across the border, odds are he's going to get infected. He's not bouncing back. What you'd like to do is be able to have him rehab and work his way out in Cleveland. And you're having trouble getting money for a flight to fly him out, right?
Right. I had to go to a private organization called Angel Flights, where it's like a nonprofit. Sure. They have nurses and a doctor on board, all the equipment, and they only charge by the mile. And that's what I found so far.
Well, we have to help you out, and it's a shame that we have to do it. The government should do it. Go to a GoFundMe page has been set up for Agent Gustavo Medina, so go to foxandfriends.com. Tom, to you, as we see these flights, and you knew about them before, and we see them land in Westchester and in Pennsylvania and in Long Island, and all they're sitting there with these illegal aliens with their brand new Nikes and their clothes and their clear baskets of toiletries and maybe a little spending money. What are your thoughts? Compare that to what Ann is going through.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the Chief Patrol Agent Alan Booth in Detroit sector and the Chief Patrol Agent Brian Hastings at RGV. They're trying to do the right things. The Border Patrol leadership on the ground is trying to do the right thing. But I was in RGV last week, and when I flew out of RGV to Dallas, more than half of my plane were full of illegal aliens with free airline tickets paid by the taxpayer. And not only we spending taxpayer money flying illegal aliens all over the country. When I was ICE director, we flew illegal aliens home on air ambulances, and I paid up to $80,000 for a flight. So Ann's asking, look, it's about $25,000, asking the government, please send my husband, the father of my children, home and let us help. But they're refusing to do it. So I think it's disgusting. A Border Patrol agent contacted me yesterday and told me the story because they knew how I support the Border Patrol. And as you know, I got connections with Fox, so Gab and your producer helped get this story on here. I offered Ann myself to pay for the flight, but she put the GoFundMe page up there, and she's asking for help to get her husband home, and I'm supporting her decision. It should be her decision on his medical treatment. They want him to go home, and I just can't believe the government isn't stepping up for somebody they put in the position to get COVID. He got this in line of duty because he's done workman's comp now. The government's paying for the hospital, so they've taken responsibility that he got this sickness. Send the man home to his family, for God's sakes. It's going to be a fraction of what you're paying every day in Rio Grande Valley to get illegal aliens into the country. It's truly disgusting what the leadership is doing.
And we also know how much better it is to try to rehab in familiar surroundings where your family can get to you. And he needs all the help he can get with his lung capacity of 40%. And you don't become a Border Patrol agent to get rich. So help out Medina, because evidently our government doesn't feel as though it's worthy. We do. So go to foxandfriends.com. You'll see the GoFundMe page there. It's amazing. These NGOs who get taxpayer money to help out illegal aliens. Do you think Catholic Charities or some of these Jewish and Lutheran groups could maybe write a check there? That would certainly help if we can't get it directly from the government. Tom Holman and Medina.